There are 3,400 feature film submissions this year.
I feel like a lot of filmmakers are like self-censoring, but they're already the 5 steps ahead of where they ought to be, which is like, well, let's just make the best movie we can make.
I feel like I can kind of measure like life in Sundances. So last year to this year in 1 year, everything has completely changed.
I mean, spectacle has always been a big thing.
Spectacle.
Spectacle. But it seems like there are more movies care about that lately than in the past.
Well, I'm interested in 3D. I would like to try it. I think it's a logical progression. The same way sound was a logical progression and the same way color was a logical progression. The technology is really cool, but I think people are using it for spectacle right now, and I feel like there's a lot of artistic ways to use it that aren't necessarily being explored. And there's a lot of cool 3D movies to make that aren't like big budget summer blockbuster kind of movies.
Oh, there's been a lot more focus on spectacle than story, and that's kind of hindered the major movies that come out, like the ones that people finish, the ones that the studios are pumping out. And I think that more of a focus on story could really help out.
It's just people are going to have to be a lot more realistic about lifestyle that they're going to lead. It's going to be small. People are still operating under the idea that like, I'm going to make this tiny movie and I'm going to sell it for a ton of money and it's going to be an overnight sensation, and I just think that that's not happening anymore. People just need to accept that that's not happening anymore and start to look for like a new mythology to build around Sundance, which is like, oh cool, maybe Sundance can be the launching pad for my small self-distribution effort.
One of the biggest changes I noticed was last night I went to see Like Crazy, and they said that they shot the entire movie on a Canon 7D, which is just crazy to me that they were able to shoot such a high quality movie on a digital SLR.
Grew up in Utah. I've been doing Sundance probably since early 90s. Obviously there's more mainstream independent film now, but then at the same time Sundance is kind of going more mainstream, while like mainstream film is going more indie.
The reason that a film festival is different than the way you go see a screening somewhere else in a theater is because the people who come, they're here, and amazing things happen because of that.
I didn't know the documentary competition was so big, and we've seen a lot of those and absolutely loved them.
How to Die in Oregon, Project NIM, Being Elmo, Sing Your Song.
But I feel like if you're making the kind of work that you can like go travel around with and stand in front of a room with people and talk to them about it and make that live experience be part of it, then you can survive that way, the way that bands survive that way. And maybe you do that for 6 months of the year, and then the other 6 months you have a job